Hungarian Folk Tales. The King's Bread. The king in this tale was tired of eating chicken and noodles and cake and milk and bread and other sweet treats every day, and so he issued an order that he should be served an extraordinary dish that he had never eaten before, but that it should be delicious. Well, the king's cook thought, I will do my very best. And the cook carried one spectacular dish after the last to the king's dining table. The cook tried all he could imagine: eggs with honey, pork with sugar, fish with cream, and walnuts baked in milk. But all to no avail, as the king was not impressed and pushed each away with a look of disgust. No sooner had the cook placed the 13th dish before the king when he roared, "Enough! If you fail to bring me a dish I have never tasted, I shall have your head cut off." So the poor cook returned to the kitchen feeling sad. He thought and thought, but he simply could not think of anything clever to cook for the king. He could almost feel the executioner's axe on the back of his neck. With no idea of what to cook, he took a loaf of bread and ran away from the royal palace. When time came for supper the following day, the king sat at his table, as he always did, but no dish was served before him. This had never happened in the palace before, and the king summoned for the cook to be brought before him, bound in chains. But where was the royal cook? They searched the palace high and low, but he was nowhere there. So then the king's carver said to the king, "Your Majesty, I have to tell you that the cook has run away." The king was furious. No supper, and now no cook. Was he the only man in the land to sit before a bare table when it was time to eat? So the king ordered his guards to saddle their horses, and he led them out of the palace on horseback, furious and famished. They set out after the cook, soon found his trail, and rode until they came to a great forest. Here they searched low and high until they sighted him atop a tree, and the king shouted up, "Come down, you wretch, or I shall shoot." But the cook decided not to move and pretended to be dead, held aloft by the tree's strong branches. So the king called his men to chop the tree down. But the guards worked as slowly as they could, because they all liked the cook very much indeed, and they felt sad for his sorry fate. The king would surely have the cook's head cut off, and they would be sorry to see him go, because he had the habit of giving them delicious tidbits that the king ignored. And the roast pork and chicken always made an excellent change to their daily ration of bread. The king soon saw that the guards were slacking and the tree would never be chopped down. Then the king's cook became so frightened by all the chopping that he dropped the loaf of bread he carried and it fell to the foot of the tree. The king saw the loaf and wondered what on earth it could be. "It is a loaf of bread, sire, and not for a king, but a poor man's food." The king broke a little off and tasted it. "Oh, I've never eaten such delicious food since I was a baby in my mother's arms." "You rogue, you never told me that you could cook food as delicious as this loaf of bread. Come down and I shall pardon you for all your sins." The king's cook now knew that he was safe, and so he climbed down the tree and stood before his sovereign. "Cook, I order you that from now on, whatever you serve on my royal table must be accompanied by bread." Hungarian Folk Tales. The Hen and the Slowberry. Once upon a time, there lived an old woman. And the old woman had one hen and one cockerel. One day the hen was pecking in the bushes when she found a single slowberry. The hen tried hard to swallow the slowberry, but it stuck in her throat. The hen rushed to the cockerel and asked him to fetch her some water because she was sure she would soon choke on the slowberry. So the cockerel ran to the well and said, "Well, give me some water. I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The well said, "I will give you some water if you fetch me a green branch." So the cockerel ran to the tree and said, "Tree, give me a green branch. I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will soon choke on the slowberry." The tree said, "I will give you a green branch if you bring me a wreath." So the cockerel ran to the wreath maker and said, "Wreath maker, give me a wreath. I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a green branch, I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The wreath maker said, "I will give you a wreath if you bring me a pair of shoes." So the cockerel went to the cobbler and said, "Cobbler, give me a pair of shoes. I'll take the shoes to the wreath maker will give me a wreath, I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a branch, I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry. I'll give you a pair of shoes if you bring me some glue." So the cockerel ran to the cat and said, "Cat, give me some glue. Then I'll take the glue to the cobbler will give me a pair of shoes, I'll take the shoes to the wreath maker will give me a wreath, I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a branch, I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The cat said, "I will give you glue if you bring me some milk." So the cockerel ran to the cow and said, "Cow, give me some milk. Then I'll take the milk to the cat will give me some glue, I'll take the glue to the cobbler will give me a pair of shoes, I'll take the shoes to the wreath maker will give me a wreath, I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a branch, I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, and I'll take the water to the hen because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The cow said, "I will give you some milk if you bring me some hay." So the cockerel ran to the reaper and said, "Reaper, give me some hay. I'll take the hay to the cow will give me the milk, I'll take the milk to the cat will give me some glue, I'll take the glue to the cobbler will give me a pair of shoes, I'll take the shoes to the wreath maker will give me a wreath, I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a branch, I'll take the branch to the well will give me water, I'll take the water to the hen, because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The reaper said, "I will give you some hay if you bring me some bread." So the cockerel ran to the farmer's wife and said, "Farmer's wife, give me some bread. I'll take the bread to the reaper will give me some hay. I'll take the hay to the cow will give me milk. I'll take the milk to the cat will give me glue. I'll take the glue to the cobbler will give me shoes. I'll take the shoes to the wreath maker will give me a wreath. I'll take the wreath to the tree will give me a branch. I'll take the branch to the well will give me water. I'll take the water to the hen, because she's sure she will choke on the slowberry." The farmer's wife said, "I will give you some bread if you bring me some firewood." So the cockerel ran to the forest, collected some firewood, and took it to the farmer's wife. Then the farmer's wife gave him some bread, and he took the bread to the reaper. The reaper gave him some hay, and he took the hay to the cow. The cow gave him some milk, and he took the milk to the cat. The cat gave him some glue, and he took the glue to the cobbler. The cobbler gave him a pair of shoes, and he took the shoes to the wreath maker. The wreath maker gave him a wreath, and he took the wreath to the tree. The tree gave him a branch, and he took the branch to the well. The well gave him some water, and he took the water to the hen. But by then, the hen had surely choked on the slowberry. Hungarian Folk Tales. Stone Soup. Once upon a time, a poor young soldier was coming home from the war. The poor soul wandered from one village to another, threadbare and hungry. He was offered no bread or even a little hot soup, anywhere at all. He went from house to house asking for something to eat. But the people either set the dogs on him or told him they themselves were too poor to eat. As he carried on from gate to gate, he made up his mind to go into the first house and make a pot of soup for himself, whoever the owner of the house might be. He picked up a stone at the entrance of a house and walked in. The owner was an old woman. "Good morning, old lady." "Good morning to you, young soldier." "Are you well today, old lady?" "I am well. And how are you, young soldier?" "I'm also well. But I have to say that I would love to eat a little soup, if you have any to spare." "Oh, young soldier, I'd gladly give you some if I had any, but I'm as poor as a church mouse. I have nothing. My pantry, my attic, and my whole house are all empty. I have nothing, not even a crust of bread." "Well," said the soldier, "I'm not so poor. I have a stone right here in my pocket. I could make a soup out of it. All I need is a pot or a pan or something to cook it in." "Well, I could give you one. I have plenty of pots in the house," said the old woman, "but I have nothing to put in them." The soldier washed the stone nice and neatly and placed it in the pot. The old woman lit the fire. The soldier poured water over the stone and placed it on the fire to cook. He even stirred it with a long wooden spoon. The old woman watched him with curiosity. The soldier even tried the soup. "Well, it's good enough," he said, "but if it had a little salt in it, it would be even better." "I'll get you some salt. I have plenty." The soldier put the salt into it, stirred it, and said, "If you had a spoonful of fat, that would make it even better." The old woman said, "I do have some. I'll bring it right away." She brought a spoonful of fat and they put it in the pot. The soldier stirred it and tried it while the old woman watched his every move. The soldier said, "Well, you know, I'm used to making stone soup, but I usually make it with a piece of sausage. That gives it a better flavour." "Oh, I have some sausage," said the old woman. "I'll give you some from the pantry." Then the soldier said, "Bring 2 pieces so then you'll have 1 and I'll have 1 too." "Very well, I shall bring 2." And the old woman brought 2 pieces of sausage. The soldier put them both in the pot, then stirred it and tried it. "Do you know," he said, "if you have some potatoes, we could cut some up and put them in here too. And if you have some vegetables, that would really top it all." "Oh, but I do have some," said the old woman, "and I'll bring them at once." So she hurried off right away, pulled up some potatoes and vegetables, which they cleaned and cut into pieces and put into the soup. Then the soldier stirred it, tasted it, and said to the old woman, "You should try it too. It's really good." The old woman tried the soup and said, "Well, I would have never have believed that you could make such a good soup from a stone." They left it to cook a while. Then the soldier said, "A little rice would improve it, but I'm not sure you have any." "Oh, but I do have some rice." Then they put some rice into the soup too. "Now it's just like the soups I usually make." Then they waited for the soup to be ready, and the soldier served the old woman and himself a bowlful each, and they both began to eat. The old woman couldn't help wondering how such a good soup like this had been made out of a stone. When they had had enough to eat, the old woman said to the soldier, "Tell me, young soldier, would you sell me this stone? Quite often I have nothing to cook, but with this stone I would always have at least a little soup." "Well, why not? It's yours for 100 florins. The old woman quickly gave him the 100 florins and wrapped the stone from the soup in a cloth so she could use it again to make soup whenever she wanted. Then the young soldier left with the 100 florins before the old woman could change her mind. So he had satisfied his hunger and he had 100 florins for his troubles. He walked cheerfully on till nightfall when he met another old woman who had no idea how to make good soup out of a stone either. He played his trick again and had a good meal on top of it. And I don't know what kind of soup the old woman made after that, as I was told this story by an old aunt of mine. But I suppose they tried it when they were poor back in the old country. But whatever the case, they all lived happily ever after.